And Jim Rohn said, if you have something good to say and you say it well, you'll be successful. I could lose everything. I could lose this $2 million penthouse. I could lose my $1 million house in the mountains in Costa Rica, houses and the cars and the watches. I could lose all this shit, and I'll have it back in a couple of years because you can take my money, but you can't take my skills. Find a problem that they have that causes a shit ton of pain. That pain has to in some way cost them a lot of money. And then you charge to solve that pain, and you charge substantially less than the pain is causing them. Bro, I was 33 years old. I bought a $2 million yacht cash. And you talk about party, you can't identify as a millionaire. That ain't gonna work, so you're gonna have to figure out how to do it the old-fashioned way.
Welcome back to the Seeking Success Podcast, the #1 virtual podcast in the world. Today we have a very special guest on today. We got Dan Henry, who was a pizza boy for 7 years and went from pizza boy to multi-millionaire. Dan is a co-founder of CloseDeals.com and made over $30 million selling sales and marketing education courses online. Dan has a crazy story. We're so excited. We're going to have a deep dive on all things sales, money, so you're not going to want to miss this one. Dan, what was the transition like, man? Going from pizza to like online sales? Was this something you wanted to do for a while? Was this something that happened magically? What's up, man?
Yeah, no, I delivered pizza for 7 years, which is a long time to deliver pizza for anybody. And what had happened was I saw an ad in Craigslist for a sales job, and I'd never really done a ton of sales before, but I was just sick and tired of delivering pizza. And I had 3 girlfriends leave me during that time. Like literally came home, and there was bags packed at the door, almost in the same formation. 3 times, and because I wasn't going anywhere, and I was like, these ladies have a system. It was like literally like the exact, like to the left, stacked up, but I saw this ad in Craigslist. I applied for it. I got the job. They flew me up to Trenton, New Jersey, and it ended up being the same company where Billy Mays, the OxyClean guy. Do you guys know who Billy Mays is?
Yeah.
No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you're too young to know that shit. Yeah, that's Billy Mays, OxyClean.
Yeah,
pitchman now.
The New Zealand guy or something, right? From the ads.
I don't know if he's from New Zealand. You know the ShamWow guy?
Yeah. ShamWow. Yeah.
This was the guy before the ShamWow guy. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This was the OG. Okay. Anyway, so I get the job, and the gig was to pitch pots and pans at department stores like Costco and Sam's Club. Okay. So I get the job. It's the very first day. We set up the booth, and my manager gets on the intercom, and he's like, "Attention, Sam's Club shoppers. There'll be a cooking show on aisle 14 in 5 minutes, and you'll get a free gift if you attend. Head there now." The free gift, by the way, was this crappy little potato peeler that would break after the first use. But
exposed.
About 5 minutes later, there was like 20, 25 people in front of my booth, and I froze, and I said to my manager, I was like, "Man, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know why these people would listen to me." And many people, when they're trying to sell their own product, they think that, like, why would people listen to me? I don't know what to say. And he holds up this sheet of paper, and he goes, "You see this sheet of paper right here? These are the words." We'll just use this. "These are the words that we've been training you to say for the past 2 weeks. All I need you to do," and we've spent millions of dollars developing these words. And so I said, so he says, "All you need to do is read these words, just remember these words, say these words, and these people are going to give you money. Can you do that?" And I said, "Okay, I'll do it." So I get up there and I say the words I've been taught, and a few minutes later, 5 people bought a set of cookware. And I did it several more times, and I made $1,000 in commissions.
Wow.
$1,000 in commissions by the end of that day. I went from working 40 to 50 hours a week to make $500 to $700 a week delivering pizza to making $1,000 in a day, all because I knew what to say and I knew how to say it. And I wasn't even that good at it. And Jim Rohn said, if you have something good to say and you say it well, you'll be successful. And so over the next 12 years, I just dedicated my whole life to learning everything about sales and marketing, had multiple businesses, and eventually got so good at it that I started training people on that stuff. And it allowed me to make $30 million with my own business. I made $1 million in a day from stage one time. Actually, I've done that twice.
Wow.
And I've trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to make 6, 7, and a few even 8 figures, helping them with their sales and marketing and helping them start businesses. So, that's
crazy.
It all started with a Craigslist ad.
So Dan, let me ask you something here, because a lot of people, I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna compare their step 1 to your step 20. How old were you when you started and you made those first amount of sales that you're talking about?
Early 20s.
Early 20s.
Early
okay,
20s.
And then since then, like you said, you've put in 12 years worth of work, dedication. Lord knows how much money you've invested to learn. And
$500,000.
Wow.
Oh, 500. But I mean, in total, I'm sure it's probably more than that. No.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you start counting plane tickets and stuff. But,
yeah, opportunity cost, like everything as well.
Yeah, for me, directly paying for I mean, I've paid $50,000 for a one-on-one call multiple times, multiple times. You know, one-on-one consulting, masterminds, courses. Yeah. Last week, I paid $3,000 for a one-on-one call and $2,500 for a one-on-one call, just last week.
Wow.
If there's something you know that I don't know and I want to know, I'll pay you to show it to me. And that's the problem with these, dude. You want me to be honest? That's the problem with young people. God, I sound old. In their early 20s, they're cheap fuckers. Okay,
yeah.
They're fucking cheap, dude. There's guys out there that know shit that could transform their lives, could completely transform your life. And you're going to spend that money on something stupid anyway. You're going to spend it on a chick. You're going to spend it on a car. You're going to spend it on a vacation. You could spend it on learning a skill that'll allow you to get as many chicks as you want, as many vacations as you want, and as nice of a car as you want. But you don't, because you just don't most people in the early 20s don't value information. And the older I get, the more I value information. I could lose everything. I could lose this $2 million penthouse. I could lose my $1 million house in the mountains in Costa Rica. I could lose my penthouse in Costa Rica. I could lose the house I bought for my mother, the house I bought for my father. I could lose all the other houses and the cars and the watches. I could lose all this shit, and I'll have it back in a couple of years, because you can take my money, but you can't take my skills. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Damn, yo, Dan's already out here spitting just straight game. Holy shit. Okay, Dan, let's ask you some, because like we on this podcast, like everyone, if you guys want to learn Dan's story, just go search Dan Henry's name. Yeah. Go and look at all the content he has, because he puts out a lot of stuff about his early story and whatever. But let's get into some more personal.
And listen, if you're cheap, okay, you can get my book. I got 2 books, and they're both cheap. Okay, they're like less than $10. If you want to create an amazing digital product and sell information, you get this one. If you want to learn how to sell, you get this one. And they're cheap. So if you want to start out cheap, you can do that.
There you go. And guys, we'll put all the links down below. And make sure as well, you guys also get Seek Success as well. We'll do like a boom, get that as well. But guys, Dan.
Yeah, get books. I read a book a week.
Oh yeah, books are, we all believe in books. So, okay, Dan. How much are you spending a day on ads now?
So I used to spend anywhere from 10 to 20 grand a day on ads. These days, I don't spend that much, because I've built such a huge audience from spending money on ads for the past several years that I don't even need to. I got so many leads already and so much organic reach that I don't even really need to. But yesterday I spent...
Maybe just like a rough estimate. It doesn't have to be
like $457.44. Not much.
Got you.
Yeah, we'll probably scale that up to a couple grand a day. But I mean, we got so much organic reach right now that we're focusing on that.
Okay, and then what's it called? We also noticed you had a couple offers that you're selling right now. So we wanted to ask you, what are you currently selling? We saw the Autobot stuff. We saw your university, which was closed last we checked. What else are you selling right now?
Yeah, good question. So I got a few things. Two main things. If you're a total beginner and you're trying to create your digital product, your first digital product, get started, get leads for your business, whatever, I have Legacy University. Right now it's $97 a month. Probably going to up it to like $197 here in the next couple weeks. So let's just say it's $197 a month. And what that is it's a community of people who are trying to build a legacy through digital products. And that means like coaching, consulting, online courses, even if you have an agency. To me, that's still like digital because you're doing everything online. And so that is that. And you get every course I've ever created, even the ones I used to charge 10 grand for that small monthly fee. Plus you get a community of people that are constantly sharing what's working and what's working now. And so you just have complete up-to-date information, support, all that. And you might say, like, why do I charge so little for it when I used to charge so much? It's because I already made my bag. I already made money. So what I do is I give this away for basically, not to me, $200, $100 a month for this information is pretty much free to me. And if you don't think it is, then you're cheap and you probably shouldn't be in this business anyway.
Yeah.
So, you spend that on your streaming services, like shut up, So the reason I do it is because I want to allow people to get access to information to get a business going, so that they can move over to closedeals.com, which is our sister company, so I can help them scale. And what we do at closedeals.com is once you are at the point where you're selling a product that costs at least $5,000, which is Legacy will show you how to do that. And you got at least a decent amount of leads where you're taking 5 sales calls a week. We work with you there and we literally have a daily meeting with you every day. And we help you scale systems, sales, overcoming objections, follow-up, everything you need. We work with you every day. It's beyond coaching. It's beyond a course. It's enterprise-level sales support for the small guy. And we also build sales teams for people so we can get you sales reps. We can take over management of your existing reps. So if you have a company that it could be, and it doesn't have to just be coaches. We just signed on a tax specialist. We got a pool company we're going to work with. They build custom pools. They got salespeople. Their salespeople are not doing well. We're going to take over management and get their sales up. We can build a sales team or take over management. That way you can focus on being the business owner and not being the sales manager. And so those are the two offers. And so I basically just made Legacy so accessible that, hey, let me help you build for pennies. Yeah. And then when you do get to that point and you want to scale further, you'll remember who helped you for for pretty much free, in my opinion. And then you'll work with us and partner with us to scale even further. So that's my little flow.
Damn, no, that's pretty cool. So Dan, you didn't share with us one thing. How much are you charging for the closed deals, or is that private? Do I have to book a call to find out?
It depends on your company. It depends on how many salespeople you have. We charge, sometimes we charge $5,000 a month. Sometimes we charge $30,000 a month. It depends on, like, for instance, if you have a problem that's costing you $50,000 a month in sales, or even $25,000 a month in sales, and you pay $5,000 a month for us to work with you every day, are you going to give a crap about $5,000 a month? Like, I'll give you an example. We had a client come on. Her name was Rena. She was making $10,000 a month, only 10. She came on, and her very first month in the huddle, we call it the daily sales huddle. We worked with her every day. She went from 10 to 22 in the first month. So who cares about 5, right?
Yeah, 2 extra in bed.
Yeah. But we only take people on where if we did our job, we could say, you're not going to care about whatever that price is, Right. And then of course it goes up if you have a sales team because there's more people or whatever. But I don't mind telling you the price because I don't even let you sign up unless I know we can get you a massive return. It's I wouldn't even take your money if we couldn't more than cover, and the reason why we charge $5 a month is because we don't take a percentage of sales. If we took a percentage of sales, it would end up costing you $15, $20 a month for the same thing.
Right.
And we're the only company that only charges a flat rate. So
there we go. Okay, Dan, I have another question. So over the years, I think things have changed and strategies have changed. But as of right now, what do you recommend? Do you recommend selling a low ticket, high ticket, or like a subscription model, similar to what you're doing with Legacy University?
Well, it depends on what you sell and what your goals are. Everybody asks that question, like, what's the best thing to do? Well, first of all, they all work if you do them well.
Yeah.
And it just depends on what you want to do. It just depends, right? So, you know, there's pros and cons to each. And I always design my businesses around a lifestyle. I say, how much money do I want to make? And what kind of BS do I want to go through on a daily basis to make that money? You know? And then I just design it around that. But if you want to make as much money as fast as humanly fast, as fast as possible, then you sell high ticket and you focus on that. You don't need to have a low ticket is only meant to feed the flames of a high ticket. If you can't sell a high ticket offer without first selling a low ticket offer, your stuff sucks. And you're pouring gasoline on ash. It's not gonna work, you know.
Right.
It might make it easier, but I always say you got to be able to sell it by itself first. Otherwise, you don't know what you're doing.
Okay, so wait, let me follow up question. What do you think about, because there's like a niche of like people who sell like a $9.99 subscription just by itself. What do you think about that? Do you think like people do make money doing that, but do you think it's like the wrong way to go about it, or do you think it works as well and like fuck it, it doesn't matter?
I think it all works if you do it well. I mean, my buddy Anthony Morrison sells a $7 a month subscription, and he's got tens of thousands of people in that. But then he also pitches you on like 20 courses that are anywhere from $100 to $3,000 throughout your tenure in that program. And he makes he does like 30 million a year. So but he also has been around for decades, and he's got infrastructure and systems, and he builds his own software. Like, oh, I'm going to go do that. Okay, well, do you have a full-time developer that can develop all this shit? No, you don't. So shut up and do something else. You know? Again, there's no one size fits all. But if you have a product, if you want to make as much money if you want to make $1 million as fast as possible, figure out how to solve a problem that if you solve it, and this is the formula. I call it a painkiller offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, hold on. As I rip half of it in half. So look, here's your audience, right?
Okay.
Find a problem that they have that causes a shit ton of pain. That pain has to in some way cost them a lot of money, whether that's actual money or perceived value. So if you're 100 pounds overweight, you've been 100 pounds overweight for a decade, and I said, hey, for $5,000, I can solve that for you. You'd probably be like, yeah, like if I could wave if a magic fairy came into your room and went, hey, how you doing? You've been 100 pounds overweight for a decade. For $3,000, I'll wave my magic fairy wand and you won't be overweight anymore. You'd probably pay 5 or 3 or whatever the money is, right? So you find a pain that's costing them a lot, and then you charge to solve that pain, and you charge substantially less than the pain is causing them. So, for instance, if I discover that your sales process is jacked and it's costing you $50,000 a month in sales, and I charge you $5,000, it makes total sense. Now that's $60,000 a year. That's pretty high ticket. But the reason it works is because what it's costing you is substantially more. Right? That's the formula. You got to do it that way. You got to find a problem that an audience has. You got to figure out how to solve that problem, and you got to charge to where they'll gladly pay it, because the pain is just so much. It's in so much excess of what you charge that it's a no-brainer, right? So if you figure out how to charge $10,000 for something and you want to make $1 million, right? You divide that by $10,000, you only got to make 100 sales. You only got to make 100 sales. But if you charge $99 for something, right? Divided by 99, you got to make 10,101 sales. What's easier, to make 10,101 sales or make 100 sales? Which is one's easier? 100 sales, right? And here's the deal. You got two options. You either figure out how to sell 10,000 people on a $100 product, or you figure out how to solve a bigger problem that's more painful, and then you sell 100 people. Yeah. All right? So if you want to make money fast, Boom. Okay. That's the way. All right. So does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
when you start pulling up the whiteboard, we're like, oh shit, we're about to get a on point thing. And we really
I already filmed a lesson for.
it's crazy.
I was just grabbing it off. I already wrote it
I
out.
actually had that question. Like when we had Tanner on, a lot of people asked us to ask him that, like high ticket, low ticket, especially the people that are now entering the course space. But this is actually very interesting, Dan. This is actually how I kind of fell into your ecosystem when Radies sent me your story about the auto money bots. That's something super cool, and we wanted to ask you to talk a little bit about that. So, from our understanding, it's almost like it helps you do the DM closing, triggering keywords. But can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't sell it. That was a one-time promotion, but we do give it to all of our clients at closed deals because we give everything to them. Yeah, we'll give you a massage if it'll help you close deals. Don't hold me to that.
Umar, Umar, $5,000, you get a massage, bro.
Maybe, hey, maybe if my offices were in Costa Rica. Yeah. So what that is it's a very specialized chatbot and social media strategy where we end up getting hundreds of inbound leads every time we do it in just a few hour period. And then what the chatbot does is it qualifies them, make sure that they have the ability to pay for the offer, they're interested in the offer, and they've heard a pitch. And we use a lot of voice messages in that. And then it's me talking to them automatically and pitching them. And then once we've identified that they're qualified, we ping a salesperson and then they take over. And then we'll have setters who will go in and clean up the people who maybe didn't get all the way through the bot. And it works really freaking well. And I spent like a whole week. I'll be honest with you. I smoke a lot of weed. I have a medical card. I'm in Florida. I just got high one day and I just had a theory of if it'll work. I built the whole thing out and it worked well, and that's where it came from.
It's so interesting. I've seen a lot of like these entrepreneurs who used to be in the course space now slowly shifting towards a tech space. Do you see a future in that for yourself? Like, would you ever move into like a more tech side of thing, or do you prefer being in the marketing sales side?
Like software?
Like Alex Bucket?
Yeah, I already did that, bro. I already did that. I already I had one failed software company because I didn't. Here's the thing. I started an app called How to Think, and it was $7 a month, and I did it to be nice, which was a terrible idea. and the development costs racked up, problems racked up. There was an Amazon server crash. We didn't have the infrastructure to handle it, and I had to put that on hiatus. But then I had a successful one where I went into an existing software company, took over as chief marketing officer, got their revenue way up, and then exited the company for equity. And so I already done that. Would I do it again? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do supplements. Maybe I'll do, I don't know what I'll do. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I got a supplement in the works. You don't know.
Oh shit. Well, we did see you drinking some, like, whatever you say. Yeah, show them real quick.
This is, I drink a gallon of water a day and I put BCAAs and electrolytes in it because I lift a lot. And look, for all you 20-year-old dudes listening, y'all motherfuckers need to be in the gym, okay? Y'all need to get your ass in the gym, okay? It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you think better, look better, okay? Get your ass, lift, motherfuckers, lift.
Wait, right? Dan, you keep saying you young guys. How old are you, loud bro?
I'm 36, but I remember like it was yesterday. Damn. You told me that your audience is in their early 20s. So and y'all look like babies. So that's why I'm.
Yeah, how old do you think we are?
You're in your early 20s. This guy just matured early. That's where the beard came from. Y'all are in your early 20s.
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
You drank too much of that American milk. That's what happened.
Dad, it's really funny because like even when I was watching some of your YouTube videos, the 30-day weed challenge, and a bunch of your videos, and I'm like, this guy looks so young. But then he's like, I was in the pizza industry for so many years. I was doing sales for this many years. I'm like, how old? I'm doing the calculation. Like,
yeah, I'm 36.
You look so young, bro. Like,
I just eat, dude. I eat good. Good. You want to know a little hack? Go find a Muslim slaughterhouse. They call it a halal slaughterhouse. Yeah. The way they slaughter their meat and deal with their meat is leagues above anything else you'll find in the United States. I don't like eating American food. American food is trash. I live in Costa Rica half the time. That is good food. American food is the worst food ever. It is so bad. Like, for all y'all that haven't left the United States, you're basically eating garbage. You don't even know. You don't even understand. You're eating crap. And the only place I can find even remotely decent food is at a Muslim slaughterhouse because of how they deal with their meat and how pure. And that's all I eat. That's all I eat. A little hack for y'all. Just
that's
walk
cool.
in,
We never had someone.
get your meat, bounce.
And Dad, you're not specifically Muslim or anything. You're just doing it for the lifestyle choice, the health.
No, my ex-wife is Muslim. She's from Turkey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm not religious, but if I had to be religious, I would probably pick Islam just because they're like one of the only religions, if not the only religion, who, if they're like, here's the rules, and then they
stand by it. Yeah,
follow the rules. Every other religion is like, here's the rules, but I'm just going to do the exact opposite all day and just say that it's okay because
it's okay. We always go down this rabbit hole with our guests, but we 100% agree with you, bro. Because like even like churches, like now the Pope is like yeah, like you could do like gay marriages and whatever. We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole. We don't want to get canceled. But it's so funny because all of our like high level guests, they almost share the exact same ideologies in the sense that religion's slowly but surely becoming something where it's like just about fitting in, and they're gonna allow all the alphabet people to kind of come in and make their own rules and change the rules and whatever.
The Muslims don't play like that.
Exactly,
look,
they don't.
I don't care if you have a set of rules that you've had for thousands of years. I don't care if they're politically correct or not, and I don't even care if I agree with them or not. What I care about is that if you don't have the balls to stick to them in the face of trends, because let's face facts, 30 years, 50 years ago, we had 2,000 years of human history. Only in the past decade has this stuff come up. And you're telling me that you're going to change your entire religion thousands of years? You suck. You pussy. Okay? You like, at least the Muslims are like, nope, we're sticking to it. And do I necessarily agree with whatever? I'm not even going to touch that. But what
that doesn't even need to be said.
What I respect is sticking to your guns. And that's why I say I respect Muslims more than any. I respect everybody's beliefs. I think everybody should have the right to believe what they believe in. But I respect the Muslims more than any other religion on the planet because they stick to their guns and they do what they say and they follow their own rules. And I just don't even anywhere near see that in any other group, in any other religion, even remotely, even in the hemisphere of what they do. And for that, I respect them. I'm not saying I'm Muslim, but I respect them more than anybody. Yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel like we have a very similar. Umar's Muslim, but I'm not, and I have a very similar view. I think a lot of people are kind of starting to see this. And then I'm curious, quick question: what's your background?
I'm German and Irish.
German and Irish. Okay.
So cool. I'm like as white can get.
Yeah, because dude, you have some curls going on. I was like, yo, are you part like light skin or something? Like,
I curl my hair so I can get Spanish chicks. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're definitely not kidding. You're definitely not kidding.
No, I know. I've had this hair my whole life. My dad has curly hair like this. I do get mistaken for like some sort of Spanish or something. And
I thought it was like there has to be some sort of like mix going on. But okay, word.
Nah, I don't. No, I'm white as white it can be, man. I'm Pillsbury white. So.
Yo, Umar, I'm gonna steal your next question here because Dan and I talked about this off camera. But so Umar and I, we come from a crypto background, and we saw that you were dabbling with. Oh, and Umar's gone. But we saw that you were dabbling with nodes, passive income staking. Obviously, a lot of that shit is done now. Do you think that will make a return? And if so, how do you see this like falling out? And how do you see like the best opportunities in this space?
Yeah, I'm not a huge crypto expert, but I made a lot of money with some and lost a lot of money with others. My thing is this: is looking back, like there was a lot of stuff out there that was very exciting and grew quickly. And what I know about life, if something is new, exciting, and grows quickly, it's probably not going to last long. Yeah. And so, you know, looking back, I probably wish I would have just stuck with focusing on my business because I would have made more money net. And, you know, the the only, like, I'm still in Neo Tokyo because I know Becker personally. I've been friends with him. Well, not close friends, but you know, we've hung out. And I just know how he is, and I know that he won't let something fail, and so I'm fine staying in that project just because I know him. But yeah, I think, dude, I think you'd be better off learning business skills and focusing on that than fiddling around with nodes and bullshit.
Yo, Dad, let me tell you a funny story. So myself and Umar, we actually co-founded an NFT project, and you remember Strong Nodes, right?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yo, fuck David Moss, by the way. But anyway, so
there's very few people on this planet that I sincerely hope get a venereal disease, and that's one of them. So.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so what we did, and I want to hear your opinion on this. So we made an NFT project, and basically what we did was 80% of all the funds that we raised, so when we minted, we put all of those into nodes. And basically the whole premise of this was every week we do a giveaway with the revenue generated from nodes. So it's like almost like a lottery. So you buy an NFT and you have a chance to win this massive jackpot every week. And it did pretty well. We raised we didn't sell out our full collection. We had to reduce our supply because at the time we were doing this, Strong.
And it probably wasn't that good of an idea if you didn't sell out.
No. It was a great idea, but our timing was shit because Strong started to crash, and that we literally.
But then it wasn't a good idea because
yeah. The actual
idea was good, but it just by the time we executed, it's just too late. There was way too.
And like
that's like saying I have a great idea for a sweater shop, but I'm going to open it in Aruba. Like
I get what you're saying. Like the actual idea was it was destined to fall. Like no matter what, eventually it would have failed. Like it was not like
and that's why I'm saying like like how much time did you put into it?
Like 2 months.
Yeah, so that's 2 months of your life.
Yeah.
Inside of something that is volatile from the beginning, when you could have spent 2 months of your life learning how to sell or learning how to build a real product that you control. You get what I'm saying? Like, you understand?
Exactly. No, 100%. We get what you're saying, but like, it was just like a part of our fate because like myself and Umar at that time, we were mainly making crypto NFT content, right? So it was like kind of like in our ecosystem, it all kind of just like fell in, like it kind of made sense. And so, bro, like it was fucked. Like we basically bought, I think we spent like 80K US on all these nodes, and I think like it lasted maybe like 2-3 weeks, and then David Moss just boom cucked everyone, and it was just a fucking dead project after that. And it's just like. It's just like a love-hate relationship you have to have with these.
Yeah, that's because there's no regulation. Any asshole. There's like 4 people, or no, eight people that manage USDT. Like, it's the whole thing's screwed up. Like, you know.
It's fucked. It's fucked. Okay, word. So, Dan, we also want to ask you because we kind of talked about this. If you lost everything, you said you'd make everything back in a couple of years. If you did have to start from zero, what would you do right now?
Well, if I had to start from zero. And I still had the name I had, I would just start a mastermind, sell 100 people in it at 55
Okay,
grand.
no, you lost your brand too. That's the cop-out answer.
All right, so and like I also lost. So here's what a better question is: what should someone do if they're just starting out, right? So here's what I would do: I'd pick. Let's say I didn't even have skills, right? I would pick something I was interested in, and I'd find a problem within that I would love to learn how to solve. And then I would go and I'd read a bunch of books on how to solve it. And I would go out and I would start solving it for free for people in exchange for a testimonial. I'd get it, and this is, by the way, this is exactly how I got started. And then I would get the testimonial and then I'd be like, thanks. And whether they paid after that, I wouldn't care. I'd go out and I'd take that testimonial and I'd market it and I'd say, do you have this problem? I solved this problem for this person. Watch this testimonial, watch this case study, and then I'd start charging for it. And then I'd build from there. So like, let's just say for a second that you wanted to, you always had trouble with arguing with your girlfriend. Like how many guys in their early 20s argue with their girlfriends, and it causes a lot of bullshit and pain in your life.
Yeah,
right?
A lot. And bro, a lot of the people, like the statistics are pretty true. A lot of them don't even have girlfriends now. Like a lot of them aren't even fucking. I think it's like 1 out of 3 guys are fucking now, which is insane.
Well, I'll tell you why. I'll
Yeah,
tell you why.
that's a whole other rabbit hole. Trust
I'll
me.
tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why in a second. All right, and this is the God's honest truth. I'll tell you why. But look, you could literally read this book right here. This book on it's called the Conflict Resolution Playbook. You could read this. You could test it out with your girlfriend, or go get one and test it out. And this book works. You work on it until it works. Then you find a buddy who's always arguing with his girlfriend, and you sit down with him and you say, listen, bro, I'm going to teach you how to talk to your girlfriend where you ain't got no BS and life's going to be better. And you got to do it, right? And if you do it and it works, you got to do an interview with me where you talk about it, right?
Yeah.
You do it, it works. Then you create this product called the Girlfriend Code. Hey, my name is Dan, and do you argue with your girlfriend a lot? Does it seem, and again, this is me marketing to the audience.
Yeah.
Does it seem like your girlfriend is crazy? Does she just constantly say things that don't make sense to you, that upset you, that poke at you? You get into a fight, and then what happens? You don't get laid. You don't hang out as much. You worry that she's going to be shacking up with some other dude that's not pissing her off. Or maybe you lose girlfriend after girlfriend because you just don't know how to talk to them and resolve conflict. Well, what if I told you in just 30 days, I could show you exactly what to say and the frameworks to never get into an argument again, get out of any argument, make sure that your girlfriend is not mad at you so that all those problems that stem from those arguments get whisked away. Let me tell you about John. And then I'd be like, John had a girlfriend. They were always fighting, and this bad thing after bad thing happened. I worked with John, and now hear what he has to say. Boom, clip of John saying, holy crap, Dan's amazing. I started using the tactics and techniques, and it worked. And now we have a great relationship, And in fact, I figured out that because I now have this skill, I can get an even better girlfriend. And so I go, whatever, right? And however you want to go with it. Come back on. Listen, if you're interested to learn this system, I can work with you too. Book a call or order my girlfriend code system right now. Get instant access for just $497. And here's what you get, blah, 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 blah. Done. Literally. That's a product. You could go read this book right now. You take 1 week to read this book. You take 1 week to experiment, or a few weeks to experiment. Then you help a friend. Within a month or two, you now have a testimonial. If you just get off your lazy ass and do some shit, man. You can do it. You just gotta do it. Dude, I got books coming out my ass. Look, I got 2 books here. I'm reading a book right now called Raising Men. It's from a Navy SEAL, Eric Davis, on how to raise your son to not be a fuck by using Navy SEAL leadership. I'm reading Conflict Resolution Playbook. Why? So I can stop arguing with my damn girlfriend and my ex-wife. I've written 2 books. Look, written books. Guys, get to work. What is it that 20-year-olds do these days? What are you guys playing Call of Duty and shit? What are you doing?
No, not us. Don't put us in the equation.
Well,
our demographic.
What is your demographic wasting their time with these
Bro,
days?
they're fucking. So, okay, Dan, here's the thing, right? So, like you said, I'm in my young 20s. Literally doing fuck all. Fucking partying all the time. Freaking jerking off.
Party. Let me. Hey, if you have a 2 in front of the number of your age, if you're in your 20s, let me give you a wake-up call. Right now, you are trying to party, and all the women that are not interested in you, they're interested in the guys in their 30s that have actually done something with their life, and they're gonna get all this. They're gonna get all the tail. All right, that's why these girls don't want to talk to you, because you ain't got shit, because you're just trying to party. So here's what you do: you stop partying in your 20s, and you build skills. You learn shit, and you build wealth. Then in your 30s and 40s, you can ball out. Bro, I was 33 years old. I bought a $2 million yacht cash. And you talk about partying, I ain't going to go there. All right? I ain't going to go there. All right? I have experienced things that you won't even be able to begin to comprehend. And it's because I partied in my 20s, but right around 27, I got my shit together. Okay, so so look, you're gonna party a little bit now so that you work the rest of your life to figure it out, or you're going to stop that shit. You're going to learn how to build skills that pay the bills, and then you're going to be able to, your whole life's going to be a party after that. Okay. Or you'll realize that shit don't mean much, and then you can build even more skills. But the point is, if you don't build at least some right now, you ain't going to have a pot to piss in. Okay.
No, 100%. I think it's also just like delayed gratification and like, bro, like I totally agree with you. Like I had a phase after I made my first couple of six figures where, bro, I was just partying, and then I was like, okay, like this is just fucking stupid. And then now I'm like, okay, back to work. Let's make some more fucking money. And
look, if you're in your early 20s, you don't know how to build wealth yet. You don't know how to fuck. You don't know how to talk to women. You don't know shit. Okay. You know why? Because I'm 36 and I know what it's like to be 22, and I didn't know shit either. Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought I did. All right. You're going to learn how to do all those things by doing them, but not if you're just sitting around wasting your life.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Okay.
Like I think guys don't understand. They just have to learn a little bit of game, and they're already at an insane advantage compared to the average guy, especially in like Toronto where we're from, and especially our age group too. Like it's crazy. Like if you just literally spend some time to learn, you're at an insane unfair advantage, but people just don't do it, which is, I don't fucking know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, go read Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Yeah.
And you'll be 500% better at talking to women.
Yeah.
Just and pretty much talking to anyone just by reading that book.
Yeah.
Oh my God, another book. Amazing.
Maybe books do something. I don't know.
Ask. So you never stopped reading essentially, like because you said you read a book a week at this point.
No, I've had moments where I stopped reading and I was just trying to put out fires and deal with shit. But then I was like, no, I got to make time. So like now I get up at 5 a.m. I'm done at work by 3. I go to the gym. I'm chilling by 6, reading books. Sometimes I read books during the day too, just if I have a slow day. Ain't hard to read a book a week if you're not a lazy bastard. Yeah, especially if you like, so like this book, what I'll do is like I went for a walk yesterday for an hour and I listened to the audio, like 3 chapters of an audio book. And then like over coffee, I read another chapter. So I always buy an audiobook and a physical book and I go back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Your videos and some of your content, you have a bunch of assets between cars, real estate, watch. What are some of your favorite asset classes? A yacht too. What are some of your favorite asset classes you like to invest in?
I sold the yacht because when COVID hit, that shit was a nightmare. So I would say real estate, well, number one is skills, for sure. Number one is skills.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be people, for sure, people. A good employee will make you millions. Number 3 would be real estate.
And by the way, wait. I just want to clarify. When Dan says people as assets, he means employees. Because that kind of sounds kind of crazy if you take it out of context. I want to clarify that.
Why does that sound crazy?
You can't. Well, if you like, again, we'll move on. But I just want to clarify because people like to take things out of context.
Fuck them. Like,
no, we know what you mean.
How soft do you have to be to take that out of context?
No, we know what you mean. We know what you mean.
Yeah. You're right. I own them. They're my property. No, motherfuckers. Come on. Turn off CNN. Yeah. Get rid of your woke bullshit and fucking grow a pair, okay? And of actual testicles with hair, okay? Real ones, okay? Like, what is with you fucking kids these days? Not you guys, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. No. So first is my skills. Yeah. Right? I invest in my skills. Then I invest in people.
Yeah.
Whether that be hiring good people or teaching existing employees. Like I just bought a $3,000 course for my community manager.
Nice.
So I invested in her, right? So people, and the third would be real estate.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
right.
Dan, we're gonna move into a short fire round. So basically, if you can answer these questions in less than 60 seconds, and we're just gonna get straight into it. So, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. So, Dan, what is the best way to learn sales?
Hire my company.
Got him.
Yeah. Best way to learn sales is to find somebody who's really good at sales and consume their content and pay them a lot of money. You could read a lot of sales books like I did. You could take a lot of sales calls like I did. But until I paid buku bucks to learn from world-class sales trainers, that's when the graph went. So save your pennies, break into your piggy bank, and hire some people that are world-class above what you're used to.
Okay, nice. The next one, a lot of people, they want to sell an online course, but they have this objection and this limiting belief that they need to be a celebrity or have a following. What's the best way for them to sell something without a following?
By selling it. That's how I built my following, by selling it. I didn't do the classic, let me build a following and then ask the following what they want and then sell them that. I mean, I know that works, but I just don't think it works that well. What I did was I came up with an offer, and I built value through promoting the offer.
Yeah.
And when and so for instance, like if I send you an email, what I'll do is I'll do what's called a value video sales letter. I'll teach you something of value, and then I'll say, by the way, do you want us to help you with this? Or do you want further help with this? Buy this, book a call, whatever. And so you can actually do both at the same time, because look, part of building trust with an audience is getting people results and sharing those results. So people will take your free content more seriously and consider your paid content. So you can do both at the same time. So it's not an excuse.
Nice.
Next one, a very similar, I guess, follow-up question. How do you create an offer?
How do you create an offer? You find a market, a type of person that has a very painful problem, that by having that problem causes them a lot of pain, anguish, and money. And you come up with a solution to that problem, and you charge accordingly, meaning if it's causing you this much pain, I'm going to charge you this much. That way, you know, and the bigger the pain, the bigger what you can charge, as long as you keep it relative to the pain. And that's how you create a great offer. I call that a painkiller offer.
Nice. Okay.
Next one, hot topic. Can stoners become millionaires?
I am a stoner, and I've made $30 million, and I smoke weed every day. Yes, but I smoke weed. First of all, it's legal here.
Yeah, also in Canada, it's legal.
Cool. But I smoke it at the end of the day to stop working. Otherwise, I'll keep working.
Right.
So I
wind
don't
down
smoke
almost.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, maybe if I'm doing something creative or thinking, but no.
Okay.
Yes, you can become a millionaire.
Okay. So then, what's the biggest problem with how poor people think?
Poor people are poor because they have no risk tolerance, right? They'll invest 8 hours of their day every single day into making someone else rich, but they won't take a risk and invest anywhere near that amount of time or money to attempt to build something that will make them rich. And that's the difference. Poor people are poor because they don't risk things. They like safety. So it's very safe to get a paycheck worth this if you just go to work every day. But if you risk, yeah, it may not work, but it could pay off like this. But here's the great part about that. If you fail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and on the 10th time you succeed, boom. I started like at least 9 businesses that either did mediocre or completely failed until the business that I have now made me 30 million. So
Nice.
You're poor because you don't like risk.
Damn. Okay. Now, Dan, we have a rapid fire round. So before we get into that, we just want to ask you, do you have any questions for us? Maybe ask us about the generation. I feel like you might, like you love our generation.
You guys suck. Like, I just gotta say it. You guys suck. You have weird values. You think weird things. You have weird expectations. You have weird concepts of who you are as people. You're just weird, man. I don't know. Like, I don't have any questions. I know you're fucked up. look, you can't identify as a millionaire. That ain't gonna work. So you're gonna have to figure out how to do it the old-fashioned way, there, guys.
Yo, I think that's probably the best thing I've ever heard about this whole identity bullshit. They want to identify as anything, but hey, if I identify as a millionaire and I'm still broke, it doesn't mean anything. Holy shit!
I don't mind what you identify as. Just don't force me to play into your delusion. I'm just not gonna do it.
So basically, we're gonna say a word or a phrase, and you have to reply back with just one word. The first thing that comes to mind. Okay? Bills.
Skill.
Okay. Not the word. You're good. You're good. Fitness.
Required.
Nice. Okay. Hustle.
Required.
Okay. Entrepreneurship.
Superior.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Snowflakes.
People in their 20s.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
That's the problem. Y'all are soft. Maybe not you guys, but your generation is soft, man. You're soft.
Fair enough.
Take
Fair
it.
enough.
No, dude, we agree with you. We agree with you. So don't worry. We don't take it to heart because we
How
know.
arrogant? How arrogant is it to think you'll go through your entire life and not hear something you don't like? Like,
Fucking insane. Insane.
it's insane, bro.
Bro, that's why like people need to get bullied. Like the bullies need to exist.
It's healthy. It's healthy. You
Yes,
got to get bullied.
yes.
You got to be offended. You got to have some people say some fucked up shit to you. It's part of developing and becoming a healthy human being. You can't just shelter yourself from that.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. Yeah. So I have this philosophy where I say when I have a son, I want to put him in a rough school so he gets fucking punched in the face. He comes back and I tell him, yeah, go back to school tomorrow and punch him harder. Because like you have to learn these things. You know what I mean?
Maybe jujitsu would be more effective, but I
you get the point. Like you have to, as a man, you have to go through certain things. Like fuck, man. People, whatever. We're gonna say.
No, I agree with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's. Umar, are you back with us?
I don't have a daughter because I would make sure she was a lesbian. Like she ain't gonna date you soft dudes. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Irrelevant. Okay, so usually Umar asks this question. So our last two questions. Who is your most motivating person of all time?
Me 10 years from now, exactly how I want me to be.
Oh fuck! So you're kind of chasing. Okay, that's actually we've never heard that answer before. That's actually very fucking good. Wow, that's deep. Damn. Yeah. Okay.
Because dude, like you say, oh, this person, and then you meet them, and they have like 17 bodies in their basement or something. Like you don't know. Like like imagine if before this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, somebody's like, you're like, oh, who's your hero? Oh, it's Jeffrey Epstein, man. That guy's amazing. He's got an island. It's great. And then like a week later, it's like, oh, well, shit, like I don't say that shit.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay, and the last question before we end things here. So Dan, your whole life up until now is written into a book. What would that book be called?
Well, thank you for asking, sir. It would be called
Here we go.
Digital Millionaire Secrets, which you can get at digitalmillionairesecrets.com.
Bye.
That's what it would be called.
Okay. That's the thing. A lot of our fucking author guests, they say that as well. So it's like, fuck. Okay, what about if it was a movie?
Pizza Boy Millionaire.
Ooh, okay. Nice. All right. Well,
it's funny. I keep talking about the Pizza Boy thing, but Kevin Harrington told me to stop. He was like, "Stop talking about that. You don't want to be known about that forever. It's you want to, you're older now. You're 36. Stop talking about being a pizza boy." And I was like, I don't know, man. It works, but
it's like the hero story, right? Like it's like your like hero arc.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's like a marketing. It makes sense.
Well, you guys' audiences are a little younger, so even though I've been shitting on them this whole time, but so I figure they would resonate a little bit more with that.
I wonder on YouTube. I wonder what the retention is going to be like. Every spike or every drop is going to be like a Gen Z diss. It's going to be so funny to look at. It's going to be funny as fuck. But okay, Dan.
Nah, you guys are glutton for punishment. You'll sit there commenting and bitching instead of building a business about it.
How could you say that? Okay, Dad, thank you so much for your time today, man. We're going to wrap things up right here. Guys, if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, share this podcast with a friend, share it to another friend, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll leave Dan's socials down below. Dan, any last plugs before we go?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm super active on Instagram. Well, first of all, you should definitely follow me on YouTube because I'm really up in my YouTube game. I'm working with Mr. Beast YouTube guy Daryl Eves, so I got some really cool stuff coming in the pipeline. And then I'm very active on Instagram. I give away so much value on Instagram. That's at Dan Henry and YouTube Dan Henry. You should definitely follow me there. I spit tons of game on both those. So.
Yep, and we'll put all the links down below, guys. We hope you enjoyed. And until next time, remember, stay seeking success.